Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I'm so glad you guys are here and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Well, I know I said last week that today's video would be the 3 new Polly Pocket sets that were expected to come this week. But unfortunately, 2 days before they were supposed to arrive, I got an email from Amazon basically just saying, oops, never mind. So 2 of the sets, I still have no idea when they're coming. Amazon doesn't have an estimate for them. And the other set is supposed to arrive on June 22nd, which just happens to be my birthday, so happy birthday to me, I guess. But yeah, if you were looking forward to seeing those today, I'm so sorry. I was really looking forward to showing them to you. So today we are going to be looking at the 2 1994 Polly Pocket travel games. These are the only 2 travel games, Polly Pocket travel games that I know of. These are the only 2 OnlyPollyPocket.com lists. We have the Pet Store and Birthday Party. So to start, we are going to look at the Pet Store game. Now, both of these come with this kind of green sticker logo with the name of the game on it, and of course the Polly Pocket logo and 1994 BBT for Bluebird Toys. Up here in the top left, you can see Mattel. And both games come in this pretty pink plastic case, almost looks like a pencil box. Here's where you would open it. This one is a little bit chewed up here, you can see, but yeah, not too much to look at. The hinges on this one is broken, so I'm currently in the process of trying to figure out how I could replace those and fix the hinges. But, you know, when you're playing the game, it's just laid open. It doesn't really affect the gameplay that the hinges are broken. It does kind of not stay together very well, but as long as it's just stored away or sitting on a shelf, it's fine. If you were taking this actually in the car or for travel like it's intended, things might have a tendency to kind of fall out maybe, but of course I'm not doing that. These are just sitting on my shelf with my collection. So when you open it up, you immediately see, well, that the hinge is broken. Oops. But on either side, you can see the game board. It's all cardboard. You can see the game board laid out here. And you can actually lift these up. I put something under there that I think probably I shouldn't have put in there because then I couldn't get my finger under this little area here. But you can just lift the game board pieces out. And you have storage underneath, and this is where you store all the rest of the game board pieces and you know, your figures. Lift this one out again, you have more of the pieces that go to the game board, and we'll just kind of go through all of the things that you get. So this is the Pet Store game. So you get this little spinner. Of course, it came with instructions on how to set up the game and how to play the game. The point of the game is to be the first player to get your puppy. You will pick which puppy you want to get at the pet store, and if you manage to get your puppy first, you win. There are 6 puppies in all that you can get, and they, according to the instructions, once you've gotten your 1 puppy, you have won. But whenever we play the game, we just pick out 3 puppies for each player so that the game lasts a little longer, because if you just pick out 1 puppy, it kind of ends really quick. So we'll look at the puppies. These are the puppies that you put around the game board, and you would both players would pick which puppy they want to get at the pet store. And then these would be scattered around. We'll see later when I set up the game. They'll be around the board, and you have to work your way to your puppy and get them. And since there are 6, like I said, we usually pick 3, and so each player has to work towards getting all 3 puppies before they win. So in the pet store, for figures, you get this little Polly wearing a red headband, purple dress with a white bow at the collar, in red shoes. You also get Midge in a blue dress and a pink and white hat and wearing pink shoes. Like everything is just kind of a mess here. In the game, you have this bridge, and this is what connects the two halves of the case together. It goes right here, and that's why the hinge isn't so important that it's broken when you're actually playing the game, because this kind of holds the two pieces together. And you also get, since this is a travel game, they're assuming you're going to be playing this like in the car, I suppose. And so you get these little peg stands that the dolls can fit into. And then the game board actually has holes, so your doll can stand in the holes and not fall over all the time. If you're playing this in a car, and really even if you're playing at home, these dolls are going to fall over easily. This set that I bought actually only came with one of these, so I actually recreated one. Don't laugh at how weird it looks. I actually made a mold of this in Play-Doh, and then I used epoxy to create my own. So it's not as good as the original, of course. Let's see here. But it does work. Well, as you can see, she stands. Again, not as good, but it works. So we have looked at this, we've looked at these. So we have a couple of little stands here. You see the pet store. Of course, this is mimicking the Polyville pet store. And then you have a couple of other little pieces here that sit in the game just to give it a little bit more, you know, make it feel more like a pet store. So let's go ahead and get this game set up so you can see what it all looks like together. So for the puppies scattered around, all of these slots are for the puppies. You just randomly go and put the puppies in these slots in a random order. There's no specific spot for one puppy. There will always be one slot open, and that is because, according to the instructions, if you spin the puppy on the spinner, so if you spin and you land on the puppy, you must move any puppy to the empty puppy slot. This can either bring your puppy closer to you or move your opponent's puppy further from her. So let's say you are Midge and you are right here in front of what would be a puppy here, and you land on the puppy spot on the spinner. And let's say this is your puppy. You could then move this puppy right here in front of you, and now you have won according to the rules, or you keep playing for your other two puppies. In order to get your puppy, you do have to be standing on the arrow in front of your puppy, not just near it. You can also move in any direction, but you can't land on your opponent. You can move back and forth as needed. The bridge goes on like this. That would be the complete game setup there. Of course, everybody would start here in the start area. Let's say I'm Polly, so I would spin and I would land on 1, so I would move 1 spot. And of course, before the game started, you would each pick a puppy. So how me and my daughters played, we would pick one puppy, work to get that puppy. We would remove it. Let's say I picked this one, we'd remove it as we got it, and then we would pick a second puppy and continue the game until one person got all 3 of their puppies. Now let's take a look at the birthday party game. Again, 1994, same pink case, same logo, sticker, just with birthday party on it. And this one is actually missing or broken on one hinge as well. This one is still intact, and I actually do have the piece right here that will go on here. I just haven't glued it on yet. So this game is a lot like this game, which is also from 1994, the Polly Pocket Party Game. In this game, it's a little bit more involved, of course. You've got a big board game, and you have to go to get presents for each individual party, take the presents to those parties, get a balloon from that party, and so you want to end up with a balloon from each party and make it back to, I think, your starting spot. Yes, you'd either be pink, blue, green, or yellow, so you need to make it back to your heart, and then you win. This game is kind of like a simplified version of that, since it's obviously smaller and a travel game. So it's a little less complicated, not as much to do, but very similar. So we open it up again. One side of the hinge is broken, so it kind of wants to fall apart on me. We see the game board. It's a little dirty. Something splattered on a few parts of the game. I tried to clean it with a very, very, very damp Q-tip, and I just think it's too sticky. I don't think it's going to come off. I think if I got all of that off, it would take the image with it, so I just left it alone. But yeah, you can see somebody's birthday party there and the start, and both players would start here and obviously spin the spinner, which we will see, and there will be presents that you have to collect from each store, and you try to get as many as you can before making your way back here to the birthday party. The first person to the birthday party with the most presents wins. And these bus areas work as just like a bus stop, so if you land here, you can move all the way over here or over here or over here. So it's kind of like catching the bus to get you closer to a store. So if we take these off, again, we have a storage area underneath. Here is the spinner. We have a bridge to connect the two sides together. Whoops, I need to clean it out, it's a little dusty. Here are all of our presents from all the different stores. We have a hat, scissors, ice cream, books, flour, balloons, candy, and a cake. So for figures, we get Patty, which we know her from the 1992 fast food restaurant, but she also came with the birthday party travel game. And we also get this Polly, which is dated 1991. She's the exact same Polly from the Funtime clock. She's very similar to the Funtime clock Polly that would come with the blue clock, except that Polly's hat would be blue instead of red. She's wearing a red hat, blue outfit, and red boots. This is the rainy day Polly, and I have the blue variation of the Funtime clock, and since she is so close to the Polly that's supposed to go with that clock, I actually keep her with my clock, because the only difference is her red hat instead of the blue hat that she should have. She completes my Funtime clock, so I do keep her in there instead of in the game. But of course I wanted to show her here with the game since she does originally come with it. She is just so cute. I actually got an extra figure with this set. I got this 1990 Pixie. She originally came with Pixie in her necklace. I didn't already have her, so now I have her. She's wearing a red shirt, a green skirt, and blue shoes. And so since I keep the original Polly from this set with my Funtime clock, I just keep Pixie in this game so that you can play with Pixie and Patty. Of course, we get two of the peg stands to put our dolls in so that we can play the game without them falling over. And here we have some of the shops. We have toys, games, clothes, bakery, and an ice cream parlor. So as you can see, the images correspond with the little present coin. I don't know what you would call this, but they correspond with the store. So as you get to the store, you would pick up the correct present. Here is some more. We have the beauty salon and the bookstore. the florist, and the candy store. And here we just have a cute little, I don't know what you would call this, but it goes over the bridge. It slides in like this and then goes right there. So you kind of have to go through it when you go over the bridge. Now, I did not get instructions with this set, unfortunately, and I cannot find instructions for the game anywhere on the internet. I have looked and looked and looked, and no one shows any pictures of it. No one explains online how to play this game. I ended up asking a Polly Pocket group that I'm on Facebook, and someone very kindly took a video for me explaining what everything meant and how you play the game. Of course, I could have made up my own rules. It's a pretty simple game. It wouldn't have been hard, but I am really glad to know now exactly how to play the game. And if anyone out there has the instructions for this game, put it online, please. People need to know. So now let's set the game up and take a look at it. So I don't know if you're supposed to put the presents on the game. It kind of gets in the way if you start putting them there. So I just kind of keep them off to the side. And then we would put our dolls in their little pegs like that. And we would put them in their start position. And then you would take turns spinning 2. So if I was Polly, I could move either this way or this way, because you can go either direction and you can go back. So I would go 1, 2, and if I needed to and I spun again and I got a 2, I could move back if I wanted to. Or if I landed on the bus and let's say I needed to get to the beauty salon, then if I landed on the bus, then I can hop over here to this other bus. Now I am much closer to the beauty salon. And again, just like with the, oh, there they go. Just like with the pet shop or the pet store, you want to get on the arrow for each store. Each store has an arrow in front of it, and when you land on that arrow for any of the stores, then you collect that present. So if I landed here in front of the beauty salon, I would then collect the scissors. So if we had played the whole game, oops, that's in the wrong spot. So if we had played the whole game and I had collected as many presents as I possibly could, maybe I collected 4 or 5, I don't know. Then you have to race your way by spinning, race your way back to this present spot. And now you are at the birthday party and you have won the game. It's a very cute game, very fun. And I'm just so excited that I have the complete sets, minus the instructions on this one, of both of the Polly Pocket travel games. So there you guys go. That was both of the travel games from Polly Pocket from 1994. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.